and 5 are silk, then let's compare. On each set, how much did he spend? Arithmetic is just a friend. To multiply, divide, or add? And what's the total at the end? These boxers are not half bad. With lions, tigers, stripes, and plaid. My tidy whities look so sad. My tidy whities look so sad. Okay, so now, you guys are going to want your whiteboard and marker.
All right, so who can tell me what we're looking for here? What are we trying to solve? Michael? Yep. And it tells us that 9 are cotton, 5 are silk. Let's compare. On each set, how much did he spend? So this is where we're looking. So we want to see how much did he spend on cotton, and how much did he spend on silk, and then how much altogether. Yeah, we'll give you guys a couple seconds to look that over. Brainstorm maybe with a neighbor if you want. So, hold on real quick. So what we're going to be doing is, on each set, how much did he spend? So we have our 14 pairs, right? And 9 are cotton, 5 are silk. If we know that each pair is $5.90, we want to do our $5.90 for our cotton amount, and then our $5.90 times our silk amount, and then our total altogether. So, so like this will be our first step because we had 9 pairs of our cotton ones times our price. So that's our first step.
Each one is 50 cents.
$5.90. Hold on. Got it. And be like, so what's the basket?
Because they don't know what's happening.
Right.
But like you can go through this one with them and the next time break down the story.
Okay. For sure. Do you want to grab a chair for a minute? Alright. I know you guys have questions. I'm going to just show you. This is what we got for this. Oh, I see thumbs up. Okay. We're good? Okay, so this would be our next step, right? Because this was our cotton, and then we had 5 of the silk ones. I know that poem was kind of confusing because it asked the question in a really weird way. And so we do this. We end up with that number. And then if we wanted the price for everything all together, what would we do? Moses? We would add them. So by doing that, we'll just do it fast. We do the next one all together. This is what we got for our total. Yeah? Awesome. Okay. So now we're gonna read this one all together and we're gonna go through what it's asking and like what the important numbers are and stuff. So
Wherever I am, there's always Boo. Boo in the flowers with me. The size of our garden is 8 by 2. How much water for the plants, says Boo. If it wraps all around as it ought to do. Let's guess together, says Minnie. Let's guess together, says Boo.
So, what do we think is important in this very first part? What do we think is going on? Selena? Yeah? You want to say that again? How much they need to go around? Is that what you said? Yeah? So what do we know about things that go around? What would we call that? The measurement for around something? One? The perimeter, right? And then, did it talk about any numbers so far? What did it say, Allison?
That 3 important numbers are 8, 5, and 2.
It says, the size of our garden is 8 by 2. So if it says 8 by 2, how would we write that? Do you guys know like what we would do? Oh, I see what you mean. I'm actually gonna draw this no other way so that our length is the right way. We're gonna do it this way,
Like the number 5.
right? Because what is our area for perimeter? Or the formula for perimeter? What's the equation that we use? Length plus length plus width plus width. So we have length plus width. And we know that our sides are 8 and 2, right? So if we have 8 and 8, well, 8 and 2, and 8 and 2, for the perimeter we would add them all together, right? Allison?
Can I see the answer?
In a second. So, for the next part,
What's 8 plus 2? That's 10, says me. But 8 plus 2 will not write 2. It's 8 plus 2 times 2, says Lou. It's how much wire we need for you to wrap around, says me. To wrap around, says Lou.
so remember how we said we were gonna add all these 4 together? The way they did it in the problem, or the way they're talking about, is by going 8 plus 2 as 10, but that would only be like half of it, right?
Yeah.
So then they did 10 times 2. And they got
20.
20. Yeah?
I figured out the answer because I
Mhm.
did 8 plus 8 equals 16 and then 2 plus 2 equals 4.
Do you guys have a favorite way of doing it? Do you guys like the all adding or the adding and the multiplying?
Multiplying.
A little bit of both? All right. So,
We don't like multiplying.
so we did the perimeter all together, right? But if we want to do the area, what does that measure of this shape? Carlos? Length times width, exactly. So if we do our area, length times width, right? So do you guys want to go ahead and do that one? And let's assume that their garden is in terms of feet.
It would be 20 feet.
Yeah, so for our perimeter, we would have 20 feet. Give you guys a second. I'm gonna pull up where we did our perimeter. And that's what we got. Now, for the area, we said it was length times width, right?
What's multiplying?
I know it was a cop, I still say it. So our areas are length times width, so what are we multiplying? We have, what's our first number? 8, and then? 2. Perfect. You can tell me what they got for that.
16.
16. And is it just 16 feet?
No.
No? What are we missing? Like, how else do we fix it? Is it 16 feet or 16 feet something else?
16 feet
16
squared.
feet something else? Who can tell me what that something else is?
Squared.
Squared. Perfect. So our area is 16 feet squared. So with perimeter, 20 feet, area, 16 feet squared. We all agree with that? Yeah? All right.
Yes.
Here's our next one. It's about sharks, which I love.
I know.
I love sharks. You love sharks too?
I do too.
Mr.
Sharks are
Sheever.
scary. Alright guys, so let's just go through this. You got it?
The thing about shark is teeth, said the shark expert to my brother, Keith. To study sharks, he happily set sail to greet them out at sea. He counted the first pointed row, 812, 4 rows to go. If each of these had half as many teeth, would be equal 20. Before Keith finished adding, he was swallowed by the shark dentistry.
Alright, so what do we notice about this problem? So we have, how many teeth do we have in the first row? 812. So now is it saying that each row after this is half as much as the one before it?
Yeah.
Just the first row.
Okay.
So if we do this, that's our first row.
It's 406.
And then our next step would be finding half, right?
Yes, exactly. So what would half of 812 be? Does anybody know? Just boom, right off the top of their head. 406, and how did you get that? Nice. And you were just able to do that in your head, or did you have... Oh, okay, cool. So you did it on your whiteboard. So 406 would be half the teeth.
And then how many other rows did we have?
4 more.
One more. So we did multiply.
4 rows to go. So what would our next step be?
So
Right here. Divide 406 in 2.
Should we divide it, or do we use this total for the following rows? I know it was worded really weird, but the way
Yeah.
they want us to solve it is like, this one is 812, and then all the rest are 406. So it's not half for each one, even though that would have been a way more interesting problem. So it's just gonna be 812 plus 406, however many more rows we have.
So if we have a total of 5 rows, because we had the first row and then it said 4 more to go, right? So we'd have row 1, row 2 would have 406, row 3 would have 406. I don't know, if we're trying to find the total amount of teeth, does somebody want to help out? We're gonna add them together. So 4 would have 406, and 5 would have 406.
can we multiply?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. So, go back. So, we have all of these, 2 through 5. That's 4 different things that are the same number. What's a different way we could add them, just 406 plus 406 plus 406 plus 406, but what's another way we could do it?
Multiply
Multiply it by what? 406 by what?
406 by 5.
By 5? How many do we have? 1,
Oh,
2,
4.
3. Somebody want to help her out?
Yeah, 4.
Michael? By 4? How did you get 4? Perfect. So what she's saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, is there's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 different times that 406 needs to go into this. So instead of adding them all, we can just multiply. So what I want you guys to do is do 406 times 4, and then let me know what you get.
I know some of you guys did it already, but we're gonna wait so that everyone has a chance to solve it.
I know different how to solve it.
Oh, you know a different way of solving it? Oh. Do you want to tell us how you did that? How would you solve it differently?
I know how to solve it.
I did
You get 2
Um,
of them. 112 plus 112.
1
One of the 406?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
800, yeah, 406 plus 406 plus 406 plus 406 plus 112.
I have an easier way.
Then I did the multiplication way just to check if I was right.
Oh, that's smart.
I have another.
What's your other way?
So since half of it was 406, I added 2 of them to be 812. So then I just added 812 2 times, and then I could get the answer.
Nice. So you added these 2 together to make 812.
And then
That's another way to do it. I like it.
You could make 112 and then multiply
Oh,
together.
nice, nice. All right. So do we need more time? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready with the answer.
I'm ready.
All right, Benjamin, what'd you get?
Oh, that's fine. What did you get? What was your answer?
Someone want to help him out?
Yeah.
That was for the 406 times 4? That was for everything, right? Oh, so you just added straight down, and what did you get?
So
2,436.
Does everybody agree with that?
Yes.
I got one yes, guys.
Yeah.
Can you give me a thumbs up if you agree? Thumbs down if you don't? What did you get?
I'm not sure.
1,160.
1,620.
1,624. Sorry about that.
Come on, can I try again?
I got it
So-
correct too.
With that,
So, go for it, go for it.
you guys were one step ahead. If you had 2,436, you were one step ahead and you already added in that first row of teeth. That's why you guys had a bigger number. So you guys did like the adding plus the 12. So this 1,624 is just our second, third, fourth, fifth row. And then we add our 8, 12 in there. Which is how we got, Benjamin? 2,436. Yeah,
Works?
all right. A noiseless patient spider. I counted her filaments. I'm gonna time out really quick. You guys know what a spider web looks like, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? So if we have our spider web, like that.
Just circles. Just a bunch of
Right? A filament is like one of these little pieces. So when it talks about, I counted how many filaments, it means like that piece. Yeah, so like that's one filament of a spider web. So, I know this one talks about percents, which you guys might have heard a little bit about before. So if I have 60%, what do we think, like what is the most percent you can have? What is it usually out of?
100.
I heard it, Moses, you had it? 100. So, out of 100. If I said 60% out of 100%, does that sound familiar? If I say 60 of 100,
Yeah.
so how else could we write that? 60 of 100.
Minus subtraction
I heard it somewhere, 60 of 100.
and fraction.
Fractions, yeah. So which one would we put on the top?
The
The 60.
6.
Cool. So I just wanted to show you guys how we do percents. What if I wanted to put it as a decimal? How would I do that?
I know.
Benjamin? Decimal point 60. Very good. I'm gonna put a 0 up here just so that you guys can see where that decimal is. Perfect. All right, and then look at that. We have it all nice and big now. So we can hold it on. Awesome. So,
I counted the filaments, first one, then two, then dozens, counted 140, and then after until a wind gust blew away 60% of them to New Jersey. That was, oh, who can say how many from New Jersey? So,
we have our beginning number, and we know that the wind blew away 60% of them. So we need to find out how much is left. I'm gonna let you guys work on it, okay?
I figured it out.
So,
Give everybody a chance to do it.
how much did she have?
So she started with 140.
So this isn't finding the percentage. This is
Also, real quick, is there a way we can make this number easier to work with? I mean, you guys can leave it like this if you want, but there are ways we can make it a little easier. Allison, do you want?
You can divide it by. You can divide 140 by
Would
6.
you multiply or divide?
Yeah, you could. What if I just wanted this number to look a little easier? 6/10, right?
That's saying 60, not blow away. Not 60%.
So you guys can also use 6/10 if that makes it easier.
Oh, like 60%
So 60% of them were blown away. So 60% of 140. So how many blew away and how many were left?
Alright guys, so I've been walking around and I've noticed a couple things. So, I know the wording of it is very confusing, but what the end goal is, what we're trying to find is 6/10 of 140. So does that make more sense if we think about it that way?
No.
So if we're,
on your board, 6/10 of 140. What does that mean now? We all see 6/10 of 140. What does the other mean? Good, write your equation. And then show Miss Homa. I know this one's hard because percents are a little bit confusing.
question on
Show her your equation. Very nice. I like that equation. Very nice. All right, go ahead and solve it. Because this is what we've been practicing a lot of, right? Our fraction times the whole number?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do we think we each have a possible answer? Maybe? Getting there? What if we did our 6 times 140? Did anyone get to there? What did we get? Michael? Uh-huh. Oh, did you guys hear that? I said that a little louder. What else could you call that? 84 holes. Wow. So with that, if we say our 84 equals our 60% that flew away, that means that 40% is still there, right? So what would that be? How would we get to this part? If this left, and this is what we still have, how would we get there?
I think you add and multiply the 60% to the 40.
What if we did it like that? You guys see what I mean? Can we do 60 from 100? Give us our 40.
Minus 40 equals 20.
Like that maybe?
Okay.
Yes.
Who thinks that one makes sense? Do you guys see?
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah?
now.
We do our 100 minus 60 equals our 40.
Yeah.
So if we do our 140 minus 84, what do we get?
So,
We did this number, right? This is how we started. Then we changed it to 6/10 because I thought that might be a little bit easier. And we got, what did we say we had?
840.
Yeah. So, we said our next step would be, what was our next step of our poem, Mr. Schieber? What was our next step here?
The remainder.
The remainder. So, we have that, right? And what did we get? Allison?
Wait.
Or
I
right
was
here.
gonna say something else about you could for that for the answer for
And this one.
140.
Or right here.
56.
56?
But can't we?
Is that what you guys got? 56? Okay.
Yes, but I was gonna say something else.
What were you gonna say?
Like the other one, won't we like since it said like a big spider will come along and add 90?
That's our next step. That's our next step.
Do we add 90 to 56?
So our next part of the poem was talking about if another spider came, right? And so what did we say the spider did, the new spider? Wait, do you want to read? It's like the last stanza. A new bully spider came.